And I think that's the side that Marcos Giron's going to look to target when he's serving, is the forehand of Frances Tiafoe. Frances can return extremely well off both sides, but the backhand's probably more consistent throughout the course of a match.
It's actually two terrific stab returns from Frances hitting the baseline.
Yeah, we kind of call him Andre Agassi every now and then when he's returning. Sometimes he just gets in a complete zone and starts hitting winners all over the court.
Something Frances has been doing a lot. I noticed this year's coming in behind his return to serve, especially the backhand.
Yeah, as you said, I mean, that's something that I've been talking to him about. But Wayne Ferreira, Jordi Arconada, you want Frances to be a little bit more unpredictable, right? He's got such great athleticism, and he's very good at taking returns early and coming forward. So he's realizing that that works for him.
Interesting that Tiafoe, making his 8th straight main draw appearance here, comes in seeded for the first time. He's done a lot of damage early in the year in his career, in Australia especially. That's where he's had his breakthrough success as Giron holds to open the match.
Close again.
Frances is now into that upper echelon where he's getting seeded in events. That's sort of the next step.
Yeah, and that's always kind of been, as you said, the next step. And a lot of players have not wanted to see Frances Tiafoe, if they were a seeded player, in their first or second round, because they know how explosive he is. So a lot of the top seeded players are very happy that Frances is in this position now.
You can see it's already crowded. The fans were here about 10 minutes before the players arrived. I almost feel like you could put them in grandstand or Armstrong and you'd probably get a full house for this matchup, and most of it is because of this guy right here, Frances Tiafoe. He's had some of the most exciting and entertaining matches in the big stadiums, and even on some of the side courts that we can remember in recent years.
Yeah, not enough can be said about how fast these courts are playing. You'll see the ball kind of skidding through the court, and sometimes players are getting caught on the defensive, especially on the forehand side. That's something to watch out for Giron. That's why he's giving himself a lot of space behind the baseline.
Oh, wow, what a return.
What a strike there from Marcos.
Do you think the quickness of the court helps one of these players more than another, or hurts one of them more than another?
Well, it's interesting. I think with Marcos, he's going to give himself a lot of space, so that speed of the court, he can kind of get the ball back. I feel like with Frances, his backhand is very compact, so the speed of the court doesn't affect him. But on the forehand, because he's got such a big swing, sometimes players will try to hit big into that side to affect the forehand. I've seen a few forehand errors now from Frances Tiafoe, and mainly on that side. Sometimes he just pulls off the ball a little bit too quickly, but when he does stay down through the ball, he absolutely torches it.
14-13.
Great look there from Giron to come in. He realized he had Princess Tiafoe on his back foot, so he decided to take that approach shot and come forward. Giron has been playing the last couple of years. I mean, he advanced to an ATP semifinal in 2021 in Sofia and in 2022 in Dallas. So he's placing his name there at the top of the game, staple in the top 50.
Again, Tiafoe.
Fires that for him, return long. Court 17. Just kind of feel like both guys are just getting their wheels turning a little bit. This thing is going to heat up, no doubt about that. It's a matter of when, not if.
That's for sure.
Everybody gets on their feet here.
Oh, yeah.
Francis will make sure of that on his own.
Oh, yeah. Giron makes it look so effortless sometimes. We talk about his great defensive skills, but he's also very comfortable coming forward. Plays incredible doubles, returns well, knows how to move at the net.
Francis has got a lot of points to defend here too. Made the 4th round here a year ago. And the year before that as well.
That's a big can there. 118 down the tee.
So far, it's been a pretty good tournament for players from the home country.
Yeah.
This is not the first All-American first-round matchup, though. Yesterday, Taylor Fritz, the top-ranked American, and the number 10 seed here. Lost in 4 sets to fellow American and childhood friend Brandon Holt.
Yeah, you hate to see that. And now we have another battle between Tommy Paul and Sebastian Korda in the second round.
That's a heck of a second
round. So the Americans are having to play each other.
Giron. 3 games. The unseeded American leads 2 games
to 1%.
Their moms played doubles here together. Got to the quarters in '79. They pulled out because Brandon's mom, you might have heard of her, Tracy Austin. She was still in the singles at 16, and she won that year.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's gorgeous from Francis. Talking about being unpredictable. That was an unpredictable
Yeah, that's a shot that he's really changed in his game over the last year and a half, is using that backhand down the line, because when he uses that, then most players will go back cross court to his forehand and he can continue to dictate. So he just catches players off balance with that shot.
For Francis Tiafoe.
30 long.
Francis at the end of last year was having a lot of elbow issues, but he's gotten those taken care of, and now he's popping that serve very nicely.
Giron's going to give himself some space. Francis offers no space. He hugs that baseline and doesn't give up ground at all. We saw it on that point.
Yeah, because he's just got such good racket head speed as Francis, and again the quickness across the baseline. It's got to be top 5. I was able to speak with Jordi Argonauta earlier today as well and kind of asked him what they did after Cincinnati. So Francis won his first round against Matteo Berrettini. Then he lost to Korda in the round of 32. And then Jordi said Francis went back home to Washington, D.C. for about 3 days. And then they've been back here in New York since Tuesday. So pretty much been here a week getting after it.
Game, Tiafoe.
So Francis holds. It's 2-all.
Jordi
In the black t-shirt. Next to him, Wayne Ferreira. And you can download the US Open app to follow your favorite players, track the latest score, stats, match highlights, player news, and a whole lot more. It's available in the App Store and the Google Play Store. I've got it open right now as I follow the scores around the ground so we can update you on things going on. And you can do it. See for yourself.
Red for service.
Yeah, last week was what they call Fan Week here at the Billie Jean King USTA National Tennis Center. It's qualifying. It's free admission to the public. It may be the best value in sports. Free admission, not only do you get to see guys playing with their livelihoods on the line. I mean, there are storylines and there is impetus in every single match you see, but you also saw the top players practicing together, and you could see how the work gets done. And that was fascinating if you're a fan of tennis, for sure. And it was for me.
Yeah, and players having to go through 3 rounds of qualifying, literally fighting for their lives to get in to one of our top 4 majors here at the Open. So players are literally bleeding, sweating, doing anything they can to get through. That's exactly what he can do as well. You know what? That's probably the weaker wing. But by the same token, he can also light a few up. If he gets his right leg out there quick enough, he can absolutely hit that forehand with a lot of pace and put you on the defense.
Red for service.
Nobody's been able to muster up as much as a break point opportunity yet. But this is as close as we've come to pressure on a server. It's 30-all.
(40-30).
That's a pretty windy day here today.
That was an interesting point.
Use.
Francis was running around his forehand a little bit on that point and just in sort of like lockdown mode on his backhand, saying, you know what, I'm not going to try to win this point, but I'm also not going to give you a chance to push forward, see what you can do. And Giron obliged with an unforced error. One from Francis.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a few more mistakes than you normally do from both players. Right now, the wind is about 17 miles per hour, so it's a windier day than it's been throughout this entire qualifying week and the first couple days of the tournament. Looks like it says thunderstorms are possible around 8 p.m., about an hour and a half from now. I didn't say that, did I?
This court is not covered.
Yeah,
Giron is fourth of the match. And the older American holds for 3-2.
Yeah, and on that second serve, that's where I'd like to see Marco Giron maybe take a couple chances on the returns. That serve did not come in with a lot of heat. 70 miles an hour. I feel like Marco Giron, especially early on in the match, take some chances, show something different, make Francis have to think about that second serve and not just pop it in the middle of the box.
Tiafoe. These guys have been kind of cruising through the service games a little bit. You figure things are about to tighten up now. That we hit 3-all, the stakes are raised. Every mistake is magnified from here on out through the rest of this set. Still a good amount of matches going on around the grounds as we get closer to 7 p.m. and the start of the night session on day 2. Actually, you'll start seeing the stands clear out a little bit, then start filling up as the night session people start coming in. Retrieving, forcing Giron to maybe go for a little much there.
Yeah, you just see how fast Francis is. And he didn't even leave the baseline. His entire time was just stalking it. And you feel like your target becomes smaller and smaller when you feel that speed. Francis almost took that as a volley. He was on top of the baseline so close.
It's good he didn't, because he would have lost the point.
Yeah, and that was still obviously the right play by Marco Giron. He did a great job of just redirecting the ball. Didn't go for anything too big until the end.
Flat for service. 40-50.
All right, Giron holds 7 games through, nothing between the two. All holds 4-3 for Marcos Giron.
Yeah, you talk about
Love 50.
Marcos Giron being a UCLA Bruin. Francis is Tiafoe's girlfriend, Ian Broomfield, who's here as well. She was a UCLA Bruin All-American, won the doubles title as a Bruin. There's a lot of UCLA on the tour at the moment. Cressy, Mackie McDonald.
Yeah, Maxime Cressy has been one of the biggest rocks on the ATP Tour.
Yeah, and that was big for him to get seeded. So we didn't have to play a big gun in the first round, but unfortunately, Maxime Cressy lost yesterday.
One of the last remaining pure serve and volleyers out there in singles. That's wide, and here's an opening for Marcos Giron.
Yeah, and here's where Marcos Giron is going to definitely give himself a lot of space behind the baseline. He knows Francis likes to slice the serve normally, so he normally goes wide on the deuce and tee on the ad. You saw better court positioning there from Marcos Giron on the second serve. He actually moved up on top of the baseline, showed a different look, but then as soon as Francis went to hit it, he backed up, gave himself space. So he's showing different looks, creating confusion for Francis, and that's a couple break points.
It's a good use of width followed by depth that forced the error from Tiafoe. 2 break chances for Giron.
Showing the ability to change the height. He made a great return back, then he went a high topspin backhand, then a slice. Against such a great ball striker like a Francis Tiafoe, you need to change the height and the speed, and Marcos Giron is doing just that. He's got another break point here.
Francis made him come up with a passing shot. Giron wasn't able to do it. Saved 2 break points, but he's not out of the woods yet. Chance of this game coming right here.
Yeah, that's every now and then Francis get a little slow with the feet at times, being such a great athlete. Sometimes when the ball comes in the middle of the court, he doesn't get around it quick enough. That was a prime example there. Setting up a third break point for Marcos Giron.
Yes.
Marcos Giron is looking for it on the break point before, and this time got beat on it.
After saving 3 break points, Tiafoe now has a point for 4-all. You can stay connected to the U.S. Open on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Join the conversation with the hashtag U.S. Open. Let's see how Giron responds here emotionally after 3 chances to break the Tiafoe serve and take a 5-3 lead. Had an opportunity to serve out the first set. Instead, it's 4-all. Situation.
Yeah, you see his shirt right now, and the wind is picking up big time. That's what's affecting Marcos Giron. You don't normally see him miss a ball like that. Kind of a easy rally ball. But yeah, you hear Francis getting pumped up, trying to get the crowd involved as well.
Come on. 15.
Marcos Giron and Francis Tiafoe all locked up at 4-piece deep in set number 1. In Francis's service game at 3-4 a moment ago, he faced 3 break points. They were the first break points for either player in this match, unable to convert. Francis held for 4-all, and the tension rises on court 17.
So if you ever think he's going to do it, it's almost better to serve to the forehand and make him try to hit and come in. But that backhand is so automatic, and it's tough to lob this young man with that athleticism. Time that we've seen, one of the first times that we've seen Marcos Giron taking time away from Francis. Throughout the first set, we've seen Francis dictating play, Marcos counterpunching. That point, we saw Marcos actually take time away.
Fifties of this first set for Marcos Giron, and a point for 5-4 now. Ball catching the outside of the line. So Giron navigates some troubled waters and holds for 5-4.
13 all.
It's the fourth ace of the match there for Frances Tiafoe.
Towards a first set tiebreak, but we'll see if someone makes a move here in the last couple games. Doesn't have to be that way. We also haven't seen either player try to use the crowd to their advantage just yet.
I think between the two players, that'll be Frances Tiafoe. Marcos Giron is very cool, calm, and collected out there. Just goes about his business professionally.
I hate to say it, but that's an easy call.
Yeah.
Credit to Giron, his level's been high throughout. So is Frances's.
You're talking about first serve points for Marcos Giron. He's 95%. Excuse me, 96%. Only lost 1 point, 22 of 23 on that first serve.
And there's another big first serve for Marcos Giron. He is serving at about 65%, 73% to be exact efficiency, and he takes a 6-5 lead on court 17. On court 17, the 22 seed Frances Tiafoe serving, looking to force a first set tiebreak against compatriot Marcos Giron. And there's a look at Frances's box. The fair hit around the left, you saw Wayne Ferrer, former top 10 player.
15 over.
There he is.
And the backwards hat, Brett Waltz from Phoenix, Arizona. That's his physio. And the blue hat there, that's Frances' fitness trainer.
13-15.
And that's Team Tiafoe. So far, no harm, no foul drop in that first point of this service game, which could have led to some consternation, but Frances quickly turned that around, and a couple points here to force a first set tiebreak.
Yeah, both players were holding pretty comfortably throughout this set, other than the 3 break points that Marcos Giron had on the Frances Tiafoe serve at 3-4. But it's been smooth sailing on most other games.
sign of nerves. Double fault by Marcos Giron. He almost can't believe he just did that.
Yeah, Marcos Giron is 20% win percentage on his second serve, 2 of 10. Talk about how well he's doing on his first, winning 96%. Only lost 1 point on the first serve, but on the second serve, Francis has been able to attack, and then there was a double fault.
And one more point to consolidate the mini break here.
Tiafoe, he's wanted him to go bigger on serves. Before, Francis would just slide it out wide or slide it in the body and get the point started, but they've really worked on him going big and trusting it in key situations. Tiafoe is doing right now. He's got his team pumped up, bringing the fist to him.
He's got this first set on his racket. In fact, on his racket is a tiebreak bagel, which you don't see very often. Tiafoe in a fistful plus of set points for the number 22 seed. Pretty darn impressive play so far from Tiafoe. He's taken the racket right out of Marcos Giron's hand.
Yeah, absolutely. With extreme pace. You know, we saw after the double fault, 2 big aces, and then just massive forehands. He's showing that DMV mentality right now.
And the first set goes to the number 22 seed on court 17. Start of set number 2. Francis Tiafoe took the first and begins set 2 with an ace down the tee, his 9th of the match. Nick, I got to ask you the sort of tennis gear nerdy question about Francis after this point. I got something for you about Giron too, but I got a Francis gear question.
What you got for me?
Francis is wearing the Nike GP Turbo shoes, which they don't sell anymore. They're not on the big websites. You can't. So how does he get the? Has he hoarded a bunch, or does Nike still make them just for him?
Yeah, they'll just make them just for him. You know,
wow.
he was. Yeah, he's got a high arch, Francis, with his foot, so that's the type of shoe that he prefers to wear. And he was wearing Osaka's shoe.
In DC, he was wearing her colors at least. So they'll make off the mold Francis's specific shoe. Okay. In fairness, Yannick Sinner actually wears the shoe that was the generation before the GP Turbo. And he's still wearing those too.
Yeah, same goes for rackets as well. You know, if a player likes a specific racket and then a company changes their racket to a different stick, but it's supposed to be what they say, quote unquote, the same racket.
They'll paint it the same
Paint
color.
it the same. They'll just paint it the same.
That's prevalent all over the tour, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and same thing with the racket for Francis. You know, he was using this racket that he's using right now, and then he switched to the new one and then started getting a lot of elbow issues. So now he's gone back to his previous Yonex racket. They've just painted it the new version.
Number 10 for Francis Tiafoe.
Second set.
Set number 2. All right, so, you know, while we're on the change of ends, I can ask the other nerdy question. That's about Marcos Giron. It's actually an observation as well. Marcos is wearing a lesser-known brand of clothing. And I also see he's wearing the Tennis Warehouse socks. And I know he's sponsored by Tennis Warehouse. But that's something that's really come into the sport, I feel like, in the last 3, 4, 5 years, where the sort of newer brands are coming out and putting their clothes. Jensen Brooksby, who's wearing the Uomo sports stuff. Now you see that being sold in the shop at the store on site here. So it's really a way to get your brands out. We're seeing more of the smaller brands getting some play at the big events now, and an opportunity for players maybe to get some stuff they wouldn't have gotten otherwise.
Yeah, Uomo, what Jensen Brooksby's wearing is a brand out of LA. And the owner, Steven, is here. They've set up a booth. They're in the Tennis Point shop as well. Very high-end, comfortable clothing.
Love 30.
All right, so this is a moment now. At love 30 on the Giron serve. You keep watching the first serve percentage, I think, of Marcos Giron, because his second serve percentage of points won. He's 2 for 12, 0 for 2 here in the second set. One of those a double fault, but it's love 30.
Yeah, we're talking about sports brands. What Marcos Giron is wearing right there is Laureate Tennis, based out of Sarasota, Florida.
We've seen a few of the different, smaller sort of boutique brands. Neptune is another one. I've seen the Indian Maharaja. A lot of the Dutch players are wearing that because that's sort of a field hockey, or as they just call it, hockey brand. And it's kind of cool to see some different designs around the grounds.
Absolutely.
And also one of my pet peeves, which has not been stoked at this event just yet, but one of my pet peeves is players who wear the same brand wearing the exact same outfit playing each other. We haven't seen that as much. That's usually with the bigger brands, but there's more diversity in the outfits now.
Right. Well, with I'm with Nike, and they give us all the same clothing, so it's like a team. Nike, we're all a team. Only person that gets his own stuff is Rafa Nadal and actually Grigor Dimitrov as well.
I was going to say Grigor, yeah. And Nick Kyrgios now, with the sleeveless look. Same colorway that he's going with the orange and blue. Orange is one of the big colors for Nike at this event. You see Francis wearing the orange.
Marcos Giron has another break point to save here.
Frances Tiafoe.
Tiafoe.
And it's a 2-love lead in the second for the number 22
Tiafoe leads
seed.
2 games to love.
Yeah, you
Second
talk about
set.
taking matters into your own hands. You know, when you see a serve like that coming into the middle of the box and it's your break point, you might as well step up, be aggressive. That's exactly what Frances Tiafoe did there. You'd like to see the same from Marco Giron. Again, we talk about his court positioning on the second serve. A lot of times he's standing very far back, letting the serve kind of come to him, but you'd like to see him be more aggressive. And for all you Rafa fans out there, he's just now taking the court against Rinky Hijikata. Rinky's a Tar Heel like myself, played 2 years at North Carolina. Big moment for him. He got the Australian wild card to get into this US Open.
30 love.
Meanwhile, Frances Tiafoe is wasting little time to consolidate this break in the second.
Yeah, he's moving quickly.
Love.
Rafa's nighttime colors are going to be like burgundy and pink. Of course, there's several women that have their own gear as well, like Serena, one of a kind. If you have to ask the price, you can't afford it kind of stuff.
Yeah.
40-15.
Yeah, Rafa always looks so clean. I was at dinner last night at Avra Rockefeller Center, and Rafa walked in, so that's where he had dinner last night. Maybe that's going to be his winning combination. He likes to go to the same places if he's winning.
What kind of restaurant, what kind of food are we talking about?
Seafood, steak, a bit of everything.
All right.
Right next to Radio City Music Hall.
Well, Giron's managed to climb his way back into this game a little bit, but still a game point for Frances Tiafoe. You pointed out the 8 of 10 at the net, because with some players it's a little deceiving because they'll only come in really when they know they have a sitter. But Frances will come in and force you to play, which also forces him to play. And if he's winning 8 of 10 at the net, that means he's controlling the forecourt.
Yeah, but I think on these fast hard courts, you have to come forward. I mean, the ball's just playing too quickly through the court, and it's tougher to pass when it's that quick. Saw him hook on the outside part of the ball there. The creativity and the racket head speed was on point. Not a bad approach shot by Marcos Giron. Just got to get ready to cover that cross-court pass. He was so close to the sideline was Marcos. Only place you could go was cross. Correction on Marcos Giron's clothes. It's not the Laureate company. It's actually called Leo River, based on the West Coast. Just opened up a boutique in Newport Beach.
Makes sense for a West Coast guy.
Oh yeah. First serve percentage for Marcos Giron right now, 40%. Before that point, it was 33%. So he's got to get that percentage up a little bit higher as Frances is trying to attack the second serves.
Yeah.
All right, so Giron's on the board here in set number 2.
Tiafoe leads
But Francis
3 games to
Tiafoe
1
still
second set.
with a break in hand here, serving at 3-1. And Tennis Plays for Peace, that's an initiative to bring the tennis community and fans together to support relief efforts for the war in Ukraine through the Global Giving's Ukraine Crisis Relief Fund. To learn more, please go to globalgiving.org/US Open. It was a fantastic exhibition on Armstrong during Fan Week for Tennis Plays for Peace, where we got to see Iga Swiatek play with her idol, Rafa Nadal.
I saw that. That looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
There's one point where they had the between the legs, and
I'm just happy Iga held it together because she's such a Rafa fan that she forgets that she's the #1 player in the world when she's around
forgets
Rafa.
that she's pretty good.
Yeah, it's actually one of the endearing things about Iga is that it's almost like she has no idea that she's as good as she is. Tiafoe serve.
Low 30.
Yeah, and Marcos is doing a great job when he comes forward as well. 4-6, 67% win percentage up there. So again, it's not easy to pass on these quick courts. I like that he's looking for his opportunities when they're there.
Giron did have 3 break chances in one of Tiafoe's service games in the first set, was unable to convert. He's got love 30 on the Francis serve now. All right, he's got 15-30.
15-30.
Right now after Francis's 11th, 12th call at ace of the match. That's a dozen now for Tiafoe.
Better positioning, got closer to the baseline, took more time away there. And you see Marcos pumping himself up, letting Francis know that he's right here in this match.
That is Team Giron looking on. Marcos' coach, Maxime.
It's tough to look for. That is his favorite serve on that deuce side, but when he just beat you down the tee the point before, you're not really sure where he's going to go. So now he's mixed up the box as Francis.
Deuce.
That didn't miss that much. Marcos might want to take another look at it. It's not going to change it.
Not going to change it, but maybe just peace of mind to see how far it was out. That's what's nice about the electronic line calling. Just gives you an extra peace of mind.
What's the consensus in the locker room? Players like it?
Love it.
For 4-1 in the second.
Advantage Tiafoe.
You can even rent out ash for
50 long
mitzvahs and weddings and whatnot.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Other corporate events. They had some pro wrestling here last year after AEW was here. AEW Grand Slam was sold out. It's a perfect size venue for a wrestling event here
Yeah.
at Arthur Ashe Stadium, not at 17.
How was it? Was it sold out? I've never
Yeah,
been
it was
to
sold
one.
out.
Completely
Yeah,
sold out.
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an awesome event. If you're into that sort of thing. Which I guess I'm kind of giving away that I am.
That's a smart play by Marco Giron there on the pass, making Francis have to come up with a
13-15.
volley. We've seen him come up with some pretty good ones, but then every now and then can kind of just lose a little bit of focus. Can Francis? Speaking right now to Marco Giron's other coach, Evan Lee, who's in California at the moment. And, you know, he said Francis is such a big point player. Marcos needs to take care of his second serve points better, and also needs to not be afraid to dictate play when he has the chance. You know, I agree, and I think Marco Giron has that ability to dictate and come forward, just playing a bit too passive at the moment.
Yeah,
Well, that's a solid hold from Giron.
Tiafoe is 4 games to 2, second set.
He's going to have to figure out a way to break all the way through on the Tiafoe serve. He's had another couple break chances in this set.
Yeah, he's had 2 in this set, didn't get any of them, 5 total throughout the match. So he's getting a lot of returns back in play when he's getting his racket on it. It's just being able to read the serve of Francis and then try to dictate off the second.
Fifteen love. Thirty love. Love.
And you can't let Francis get away with those second serves. Got to be able to put that return back in play. Keep asking the question.
Forty 50.
And sails wide.
Game.
And Tiafoe is a game away.
Tiafoe leads 5 games to 2.
To love lead.
Second set, and
On court 17.
$50 love. $30 love.
That's a much better aggressive hit there by Marco Giron.
40
At
love.
least show that you're going to be a little bit more aggressive. Make Francis have to think about that. And I like how it went off the side of the court, not through the baseline.
$40-50. Game, Giron.
All right, Giron holds.
That's when it's 5 games to
Here's
3.
where the rubber
Second
meets
set.
the road for Marcos. As Francis Tiafoe now with an opportunity to serve out the second set.
Land for service.
In this match,
50
as the
love.
stakes have been raised, he's actually raised his level.
Yeah, he's actually played more aggressive as, you know, when he's been down. And as you said, when the stakes have been raised, he's going for bigger serves, bigger forehands, trusting it. Off the Marco Giron forehand as well.
50 love.
Just about 2 or 3 miles per hour more, it seemed like. Pushing Francis further and further to the right. Just want to get a guy like Francis Tiafoe off of his mark. You can't let him be on the same mark or he's going to dictate play and push you around.
Land for service.
Serving pretty big tonight as Francis Tiafoe. 13 aces throughout the match, 5 in this set already.
30-15.
86% conversion rate when he makes his first serve, and better than 52% on his second serve, which is why one of the reasons why he hasn't been broken in this match. Amazingly, that's his first double fault of the whole match.
Yeah, and there's been a few that pretty much creeped over the net, I felt like, on the second serve, which is why I keep saying that Giron's got to take advantage of those second serves that are creeping over with not much pace. For 2 in this set.
Tiafoe leads Morgan to 4. Second set and no one set to
they change ends. On his 6th breakpoint opportunity of the match. He's back on serve now, serving 4-5 in the second to Francis Tiafoe, the younger American. Took the first in a tiebreak. Russ Thaler, Nicholas Monroe on the call for you here on court 17.
So far behind the baseline, Marcos is trying to make the second round for the 3rd straight year. That's what's at stake. Defending points. 90 points to win the first round is what Marcos Giron is defending. He's got his back up against the wall. Marcos Giron didn't panic on these volleys, just kept his opponent on the move. And as I said, that percentage at the net is very, very high for Marcos Giron. 5 of 7 throughout the match, 71% and 75% this set. So he's on top of the net and winning a lot of points there. those are defensive skills I was talking about. As I said, I love to compare him to Andy Murray because he just finds a way to get another ball back in play against a lot of players. Some of those would have been winners off the Tiafoe racket, but Giron found a way to get it back and drew the air. That's only the second double fault of this set for Giron. The other one came at the very first point in the first set tiebreaker. Then Francis hit 2 aces to go up 3 love. So a couple of costly double faults at the moment. He'd love a big first serve here. Return from Tiafoe.
30-40.
And a set point now to go up 2 sets to love.
Third set.
So here we go. Francis Tiafoe starting set number 3 with a 2 sets to love lead over Marcos Giron. And what's been a really impressive performance by the 24-year-old American, the number 22 seed. First time at his home slam as a seeded player. There's a little extra pressure that comes along with it. It hasn't shown in the way he's played this match.
Yeah, you always wonder how that seating position is going to affect a player, right? You know, last year when Francis Tiafoe was here, he beat Chris Eubanks in the first round, then Guido Pella, and then beat Andre Rublev before losing to Felix Auger-Aliassime in the round of 16. So he loves to put on a show, loves to play the big boys, but now he is the big boy, and he's a seeded player. And you also never know how defending points is for players. Sometimes people feel it's a stress involved trying to defend points, keep their ranking where it is. As we said before, he's 26 in the world right now. See the wind picking up just a little bit. And it's just kind of a way to look at it. He's 26 in the world right now, but on the live ranking, he's actually dropped to 35. So if he were to lose this first round, he drops out of the top 32, which is where you need to be seeded. So as a player, you try not to look at those live rankings of where you would be if you lose all your points.
So Tiafoe wants to open up the third, and he is cruising right now. But you mentioned in the live rankings he's dropping. There's pressure. We haven't seen it again, but there's pressure to defend the points.
Yeah, pressure to stay in the 20s, and for Giron, he's had such a great year that even if he were to lose first round here on the live ranking, he only drops 2 spots to 58. So, it means he's had such a great year. A lot of point totals will kind of come into place once he would lose a US Open. All those points, but he's still well within this battle. Down 2 sets to love. You never put it past Marcos Giron. Giron is going to fight to the bitter end, that's for sure. That's a more aggressive forehand from Giron. Gave himself a lot of space around that forehand and let the ball get into his body. You have more options if you get around the ball with your legs like that.
30 long. $30-50. $40-15.
So inside talk, Nick, we were talking before the match and both of us kind of agreed that there's no way this is a straight set match. It's at least going forward. Do you still feel that way?
Absolutely. I feel like Giron could definitely get his teeth into this. Has the ability to play more aggressive. That wind is definitely breezy. Tough on the serve with the toss.
Again.
Francis pretty much took an all-or-nothing approach to that return. And Marcos Giron holds to open up the third.
Yeah, a lot of this match is just being played on Francis' racket, right? The more he's playing aggressive, pushing Marcos further back, then he's been dictating play. So Giron's going to have to find a way to be the aggressor. Better second serve return positioning there from Giron inside the baseline. Pushing Tiafoe off of his mark. That's when he won the NCAA singles title for UCLA. So he's played this quite a few times. He was ranked 419 in the world at that time. He lost to John Isner in straight sets that year. Trying to put too much underspin on it. It popped up on him, but he was able to read the pass.
Another example of when things get a little bit tight, when the pressure rises, Francis forces the issue, forces Giron to come up with shots, moves forward into the court. Few games where Giron's won the first point on the Tiafoe serve during this match, and in none of those games really did it, derail Francis, which I find to be an impressive mental effort. And I should say there have been a couple games where Giron had loved 30 as well, and Francis has come back.
So far inside that baseline. A great jab step with his right leg to get out to that forehand return.
Yes. Advantage, Tiafoe.
Got such short back swings on that backhand. We can take it up the line, and then you see the forehand, how he moved up quick in the court. Forehand cross court, then an easy forehand down the line with his legs moving forward.
Advantage, Tiafoe.
Taking that backhand from a deep position back down the line, right behind Marcos Giron.
Yeah, that's a shot that he's worked on. Uses great use of the left leg to get that backhand inside out.
Tiafoe leads 2 games to 1 third set, and by 2 sets to 1.
Marcos Giron facing the pressure of playing from behind, down 2 sets to love.
15.
Opens the 4th game of this 3rd set with his 7th ace of the match.
30 long.
Yeah, and you just hear him say, that's the serve. That was a much better target right in the corner, slicing away.
40 long.
Great pace there, great rhythm, 120 miles an hour down the tee. Depth in the box as well was effective.
Game, Giron.
And a nice quick game
Two
for
games
Marcos
on.
Giron there. He'll take it.
That makes it 2-all here in the third, and you can download the US Open app to follow your favorite players, track the latest scores, stats, match highlights, player news, and a whole lot more. It's available in the App Store and in the Google Play Store, and there's a lot of matches still going on around the grounds on this day session, even though we passed 8 o'clock in the PM here in New York City. But that's what you get here at the year's Final Slam. Almost non-stop tennis. We got lights in every court. It's all good.
Plenty of nighttime stuff. What just happened that point? Again, the wind playing
Long,
tricks.
15.
Frances Tiafoe trying to hit an overhead from mid-court, hits the top of the frame. You don't see that very often. And this one was tricky. It kept moving. And if you're an American tennis fan, Sam Querrey just played his last match of his career, lost in 4 sets to Ivashka. Querrey won the first 6-4, but then he lost 6-4, 7-6, 6-3, 2 hours and 41 minutes.
So Andrea Petkovic played her last singles match at the Open earlier today. American Christina McHale played her last singles match at the US Open in qualifying. Tis the season for such things. And Nicholas, I know you're playing your last US Open in the doubles, unless you win
Hopefully,
it,
hopefully we'll make a good run. Then
Yeah.
You never know.
right. Plans subject to change.
No better place than
15
your career
seconds.
than at the US Open. So kudos to Querrey, amazing career. And Christina McHale and Petkovic.
30 all.
Also another match right now that's 4 hours and 20 minutes in is Goffin Musetti. Goffin serving for the 5th at 6-5, but down 30-40. I mean, battling out there.
I was watching that match in person. It feels like, 4 days ago when it was like 9,000 degrees outside. Now the sun's down. Oh, Giron stepped in there.
That's a big hit.
First
30,
great
40.
chance for Marcos here in the third.
Much better return positioning as we keep talking about it. So key. Absolutely, but again, that's where I don't really understand it. I mean, at deuce, you win a second serve point by moving in the court, hitting through, and then on the next one, you're 10 feet behind the baseline and just getting the point started. But for Frances Tiafoe, smart of him to recognize that and come forward. He's winning 80% of his net points, 4 of 4 in this set.
That's good lead from Frances.
Advantage.
Just barely crept wide. Frances was hoping and praying. I think they both were.
Francis Tiafoe navigates some rough waters.
The break is 3 games to 2, so it's set by
Saves
2
a break
sets to love.
point and holds for 3-2 in the third. Marcos Giron had an opportunity on the Francis Tiafoe serve. That's been one of the storylines of this match. He's 1 for 7 on breakpoint chances.
15 love.
The good news for Giron is that Tiafoe hasn't had a whole lot of looks at his serve either, but Francis has been efficient, converting on 2 of 3 breakpoint opportunities.
Again, we talked about 20 second serve points won by Marcos Giron. He's only winning 47% of his second serve points as Marcos, where it's a much higher percentage on the first serve, 82%. First serve is going to be key throughout the rest of this match.
30-15.
And he's still sticking to his game plan, going more to the forehand of Tiafoe. We've seen Tiafoe light up a couple of those forehands, but that's still the weaker side in general over the course of 5 sets, you would think.
40-15.
And when you hit your spots like that, that's perfection. 8 aces now for the match, 2 in this set.
Giron, he's cruising through his service games, maybe even a little more smoothly than Francis here in the third. And Nick, you'd mentioned that Francis sometimes can have a little bit of an energy drop, especially after getting a big 2 sets to love lead. He's had a little bit of that, but he's still hanging around. He was playing with fire at his last service game, so
yeah, and you got to take advantage of the chance that he gives you. You know, you saw the pickup volley that was a really high drop shot that Marcos could have done more with on the pass. You really have to take advantage of the limited opportunity for top players. You know, they don't give you a lot of chances, but when you see it, you got to do something with it.
That's just Francis's second double fault of the match, first of this set.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing Francis misfire off of that forehand a bit more kind of towards the end of the second set, definitely into this third, pulling off of it too quickly. He can hit it right on the line anytime he needs it. You almost feel like.
Forty-30. Let's to service.
Tiafoe holds.
Tiafoe needs 4 games to 3, third
in the
set
third.
by 2 sets to 0.
A long way away from that. Russ Thaler, Nicholas Monroe on the call.
Long 15.
Hold of that point, and a big point it is.
Yeah, and I'm 9 for 9 on net points. I mean, he's pushing Marcos further and further back, using drop volleys because his opponent is so far back. So that's the play that's been working.
Long
Good
13.
work there from Marcos. Didn't expect the return to come back that deep and that quick. He's got to take some time here. Just got to regroup.
Yeah, that's a concerned Giron coaching box right there. Marcos is on his coaching box's side, so coaching is allowed from that end. And just missed Tiafoe. He thought he might have gotten a piece.
15, 13.
That would have.
And still going to the well there to the forehand. Smart from your own. You want to make your opponent come up with their best shot from their weakest wing.
Two break chances for Francis Tiafoe. He is 2 for 3 in break opportunities. They haven't come along very often, but he's got 2 if he needs them here to give himself a chance to serve for this match.
Third Tiafoe.
That's a big serving and a huge moment for Marcos Giron to erase 2 break points.
Yeah, 2 big, timely first serves there.
Advantage.
First serves on the first 2 break points. He's going to have to summon some of that again.
Tiafoe leads 5 games to 3, third set.
Will serve for the match.
I mean, what a strike right there by Francis Tiafoe. I don't think anyone saw that coming except for himself. He was moving forward into the court, though, so he wasn't out of position. So that was the right time to go for it. Now he gets a chance to serve for the set.
50 long.
That's the big gun that he loves down the tee.
16 aces for Tiafoe. He's 3 points from the second round.
long. 40 long.
3 match points now.
Tiafoe. 3 sets to love. 7-6, 6-4, 6-3.
It was a battle, but Frances Tiafoe had the answers each time he needed them. And a straight set win over a tough customer, Giron, sends the 22 seed into the second round of the US Open.
And that's just what the doctor ordered for Frances Tiafoe. Big performance there, 16 aces, only 56% first serve percentage. Would probably like to get that higher, but he won 84% of his first serve points. I mean, he was dropping heat out there when the first serve was going in. Big forehands, pushing Giron further and further behind that baseline. And what I'd like to see again was the 25 times that he came to net. He won 21 out of those. That was massive on these fast courts. And that's a way to get it through a tough, tricky opponent. And Giron with a straight set victory. Now moving into the second round is Frances Tiafoe.